What's up, y'all? Capone Tony here, and welcome to another Ever Crisis video. So in this one, I will be covering Guild Battle 6. Yeah, we're in Guild Battle 6 now. Trying to give you some tips, some tricks, some strats, maybe some team setups, things of that nature to maybe help you out a little bit in this guild battle. This one's going to be rough because they definitely jacked up the HP on this damn enemy here. I guess they aptly didn't want people 100%ing stage 5 like they were in the last guild battle, so they definitely it feels like the HP was like ramped up probably what 2.5 more times than the previous guild battle. You know, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, I'll go into some setups right now. Initial setup that I think a lot of people are probably going to be running is probably Matt, Tifa, and Sephiroth, or like a Matt, Zack, and Sephiroth. You know, Zack and Tifa would be like the main DPS. Sephiroth, if you have the new Sephiroth, like his new weapon, if you have it built out a little bit, you could probably use that as a DPS slash debuffing weapon. And Matt, his new weapon is obviously just very good just for this guild battle. I mean, you're boosting fire damage to your main DPS and your sub DPS, as well as magic attack. Even at like OB1, it's still very viable for this guild battle, very helpful. So yeah, I'm definitely running Matt. I pulled on Matt. If you don't have Matt, you can run something like a Barret that has a scutcheon cannon, or who else? Anyone that can really raise magic attack. So I guess, yeah, you have Barret, there's Matt, and then there's Tifa, obviously with her weapon, but you kind of want her to DPS more than, you know, obviously buffing with magic attack, right? But if you have Tifa and Zack, but also, yeah, this battle has a lot of survivability as well, too, though. Stage 5, you might need to use a magic defense up weapon like Core Defender, but if you have enough magic defense and I guess, yeah, if you just have enough magic defense and HP in all your characters, you can survive stage 5 without having a magic defense up weapon. And what I mean by that is if you run a lot of this type of stuff, the guild weapons like magic defense up foam sword, all allies, OB7, or a magic defense up umbrella, you know, any type of weapon that has this MDEF all allies on it at OB7, because you'll get the level 3 boost to it, 20% for the whole party. But yeah, this is one of my teams right here. It's not my main team, but it is a setup. My Matt is pretty much similar in most of my setups. He has Behemoth Rod in the offhand if I'm not using Aerith. If you are using Aerith, yeah, you can use Aerith, but since she's in the armory this time, her weapons and costumes and stuff, it might hurt your armory. For me, it doesn't really hurt it that much, or if at all. But yeah, if you know. This guild battle doesn't want you to use Aerith, but you can get away with it if, you know, if it's just a better option DPS wise, or you just need her for support or whatever, right? But yeah, that's my Matt. And then I go to Tifa. She's the main DPS, OB10 Shell Knuckles with her costume, very, very powerful. Bahamut Fangs, OB10. This is great to just cast at least just once. I mean, for the magic attack up, as well as the haste that it procs. So you're gonna get in a lot of damage early in the battle if you use it like immediately. Also, there's you know, these are good sub weapons right here: flame projector, magic attack, fire potency, crystal sword. We got boost attack, fire potency, and then we got electro cannon with magic attack, magic ability potency. So she's rocking what, level 7 magic attack, almost a level 8 fire potency. I could get this to level 8, but then if I switch these around, I would actually take a huge hit to my actual magic attack stat, so I feel like it's not worth it. But yeah, I'm still kind of experimenting with things. Level 7 magic ability potency, level 3 boost ability potency, Sun's Favor, and then she's get all this like magic attack all allies and magic defense boosts. So yeah, she's a pretty good shape. If I had one more magic attack all allies weapon, that would help a lot, but I only have 2, so you know, kind of nerfed a little bit when it comes to these magic guild battles, but I'm working with what I got. So Sephiroth, like I said, if you get his new weapon, I would say like at OB1, it's probably better than, you know, using a prototype Crimson Blade, which is just an AoE magic fire weapon. But it, you know, since this one is built out pretty well, it has good R ability stats too. Then he can also debuff with Radiant Edge. That's all the only reason you bring this weapon. But also it has fire potency on it too. Then other weapons that will just boost like magic attack, like Flower Vase is fantastic. This one is a free event weapon. You know, it kind of worked for this build. Magic attack, fire potency, and then double stimmy, another good one. Magic attack, magic ability potency. So he's at what? Level 7 magic attack, 5 boost attack, level 7 fire potency. He's got the mastery costume, another 20%. Boost ability potency, magic ability potency. So he's built out pretty decently. You know, a good secondary DPS option, as well as someone that's going to be debuffing fire resistance. For Matt, you can run Stingray in the offhand, which I am doing in my other builds. This is kind of an earlier build I was kind of experimenting with. But if you can't survive the first AoE attack that the enemy uses, you need a magic defense up weapon. Then yeah, you'd use something like a Core Defender or a Syringe, or if you're using Aerith Mithril Rod or Chimera Wand, something like that, you know. Alright, so that is one team option. My buff's at level 70, by the way, which pretty the best buff I've ever had for a guild battle. Mainly because I always pull on Aerith weapons because I'm a huge Aerith simp. But yeah, I have a lot of her weapons at OB10, but I got very lucky with Glenn weapons getting the OB10 as well. So yeah, level 70 is by far the best I've ever had my buff at. Plus, you know, got a decent amount of costumes too. A lot of the anniversary ones, crossover ones, give you 400 points, so that's really cool. Excuse me. Still sick, by the way. Alright, let's go to my main team. So, this is a stage 1, 2, 3. Yeah, probably 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 as well. The only difference between this team is I'm incorporating Aerith with her Chimera outfit. Like I said, her other costumes are better overall, but if I use them, it's going to hurt the buff. It's going to lower my buff a couple levels, so I feel like it's better to just throw on something that's already pretty good, like Chimera, that's going to give her buff debuff. It's going to help her this last longer, her Terror Rod, for the debuff and fire resistance. But yeah, she's also a secondary DPS with her Egg Staff. I don't have her Easter costume. I could possibly redeem it, but I don't know. I'm already doing pretty well in this guild battle. I might save that voucher for a different time. But yeah, this is my debuffing Aerith with a you know, pretty, you know, decent DPS. Flower Vase again. Crystal Megaphone, very good. Boost attack, magic ability potency. Hugin and Moonin. I actually got very lucky getting a bunch of copies off these just from random ticket draws, daily draws. Magic attack, magic ability potency. So with that, Aerith is at level 7 magic attack. Boost attack 3, level 4 fire potency, level 6 magic ability potency, a little bit of buff debuff. Yeah, and even more buff debuff from her costume. So yeah, pretty solid Aerith. Tifa, she's exactly the same as the Tifa I showed previously. And Matt, I'm using Stingray for Matt. So Matt is able to debuff magic defense up to high, which is one cast. Extremely, extremely nice. Also, yeah, that's pretty much the only difference. I think, oh yeah, I also gave him a, for the lower levels, we don't need all these magic defense stat sticks. So I took one of them off and put on 4-point Shuriken, which is going to give him more buff debuffs. So he's not going to need to apply these buffs and debuffs as often. So it's actually a very nice thing to have. Alright, so that is pretty much my main setups. Like I said, you can run other characters instead of running Tifa. If you have the Fire Zack, that's a great option. If you don't have anything Magic Fire, then you're going to be running something like possibly a physical Cloud or a physical Vincent, right? You know, everyone's not going to have every option in this game. Physical is still viable, but, you know, the buff heavily, heavily favors Magic. As you can see, Physical always stays at 100%, and Magic keeps growing with each level. So 433% for me versus 100% for Physical is a huge, huge difference. So, but you know, Physical is still viable though if you just don't have anything, right? So you know, gotta do what you gotta do, right? The only other difference between this build and my main stage 5 build is I actually switched one of these weapons for Crew Kicker, which gives Tifa more HP and fire potency. She honestly needs this in order to survive the first big AoE attack. If she does not have that weapon, she's going to die to the first AoE attack, throws off the whole fight, and yeah. Having that extra HP is pretty much necessary, because I don't want to use any MDEF up weapons in this fight, because I need the magic defense down. I need the fire resistance downs, and then I have MATK up as well. So I got all the bases covered. I can't fit in an MDEF up weapon in this build. So, but if you need the MDEF up, then instead of having the MDEF down, you could possibly just throw in like a mana breach, so you can at least get some kind of MDEF down, right? Whoops. But yeah, that's, I think, covers all my builds. Also, putting that mat weapon in there lowered my buff to 69. Nice, but you know, it was worth it. I mean, you pretty much have to do what you gotta do, right? It nerfed Tifa's DPS just slightly because she lost a little bit of boost attack, but you know, she's still very strong. But all right. Let's do some mock runs here. Let's do a stage 1 mock, just to show you how I operate with this team. I can easily do 100% on stage 1. I was actually not doing 100% before I drew on Matt, so Matt is very, very good for this go battle. That extra boost of fire potency, very, very nice. But all right, let's get into it. Actually, yeah, I'll run the stage 5 build. It should be fine. Alright, so I like to start with Matt here. We're going to do the Luminary Glow. Going to debuff with Aerith, and then we're going to follow up here. We're going to get 3 tiers up of magic attack. Nice. Now we're going to do magic defense down. Attack stance is full, so now we're just going to go into DPS mode. We're going to do Luminary Glow one more time to get the fire potency up. And now we're going to use Jubilation. Now we're just going to spam here with Tifa. Matt, he really doesn't have anything to do, so let's do more Luminary Glows, I guess. Alright, so now we did all that damage during that phase. Now he's going to do one big AoE attack. Stage 1, it's not very dangerous, but I'll go into defensive mode anyway. So after that, I'll just pop this heal. Matt, get the core sting back in, and we'll do more damage now. Gotta get the debuff back in there with Aerith. A lot of buffs and debuffs you gotta keep up with in this fight. So we're gonna get this back up again. Almost dead already. And yeah, very, very easy stage 1. I was having problems with this before, but I think I'm kind of in my groove with this fight. As you can see, though, there's a lot of buffs and debuffs you gotta apply, you know, or make sure you gotta keep up with. If you do, you know, your main damage with Tifa or Aerith without, you know, those buffs applied, that makes a pretty big difference. So, you know, gotta keep your eyes peeled throughout this fight. But, you know, that's what mocking is for. You do it over and over, eventually you'll kind of figure out, okay, I now need to apply the buff here, I need to apply the debuff there, right? So, alright, that's an easy stage 1. I will show you my stage 5 now. This boss is just an insane tank on stage 5, and I'll show you how much I do on here. It's pretty crazy. Ain't no one going to be 100%ing this one, so let's get into it. My ranges have been a little bit different on stage 5. Most important thing, though, is making sure Tifa survives. If she does not survive, yeah, obviously I'm going to suffer. So same thing again, buffs, debuffs. We're going to get magic defense down. Wait for the attack stance to max out. There we go. Now we're going to do Luminary Glow one more time. Do that, Jubilation. And now we start spamming here. Alright, keep on going. Alright, For here, Tifa's at max HP, so we should be fine. I'm going to hold on to Matt's ATB here. Because what I like to do is to do a nice Cura, and then I'm going to follow up with his ultimate. So there we go, we survived. Do this, and we do this. Now with Aerith, we're going to get that debuff back on. Tifa, DPS. Get that magic defense back down. Alright, good shape here. We got to get Luminary Glow back in there. Do it again. Oh crap, I used Arrow Blow, did not mean to do that. Trying to wait till I get Aerith's limit here before I pop on limit breaks. Alright, we're going to do that now. Want to pop these limit breaks during this phase while he's debuffed. You know, he has that magic defense and physical defense down here. It wastes time, but, you know, you gotta get in the most damage you can during this phase. So I did all that. We're gonna get that in. Get Jubilation in. Oh my god, Aerith almost died. Alright, so we're gonna get in more DPS. Never use this, so let's use it. Alright, come on. DPS, DPS, DPS. So as you can see, even if you can't survive this hit here, it's not a huge deal because the fight's pretty much over anyways. We did survive, but you know, time's out. So yeah, I think that might have been my best score. That was actually a really solid run. All right, let's see what I got here. So we got stage 5. And we are at 19.58. That is my personal best so far. Very, very happy with that. All right, awesome. But yeah, this is going to be rough. That was a pretty solid run. As you can see, my Tifa's doing like 5, almost 6 million. And, you know, can't even get 20%. That's how much they jacked up the HP on this boss. So it's pretty insane. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it for this guild battle. My tips, tricks, mock runs, all that stuff. Yeah, if y'all found this entertaining or helpful, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one. Later.